Hello and good morning. This is Andy McCann here with you on Fitness, Food, and Finances, and we're approaching the end of the year of 2024. A lot of cool stuff that are about to happen in 2025, some things that are coming up. Today's episode is mostly going to be about 60 easy, which is going to be like the opposite of 75 hard. So actually, I should probably pull up 75 hard so you know what that is. That and the couple eating options you have or nutrition coaching options that you have. So we're going to walk through that, the 60 Easy, the Carnivore Challenge or Kickstarter, whatever you want to call it. Coach Jennifer is going to be doing some nutrition. And then, of course, we have the 60-day turnaround through Health Sprout with Mark Richards and his crew. So I'm going to start this off with, this is a video and this is a podcast. Thank you, Levi, for making me do both at the same time. You can find this on Fitness, Food, and Finances on any of the podcast apps. You can watch this on YouTube at Andy McCann 42. Lots of videos there. So the podcast is only Fitness, Food, and Finances. So and it's things that are auditorial pleasing. But the videos, I do a lot of shorts on things that we're doing in the garden, other fun things we're doing, adventure races. So there's a whole lot of living that healthy lifestyle. So one thing I really try to get across to you guys is if you don't have the money, then and you live well a long time, then you're just a burden on somebody else. So please go get the money. The easiest ways to do that is to use your brain and do hard things. You can also start a side hustle. If you ever want to talk about those sort of things, I am here to help you. You can get in the rental business. That's one of my primary gigs. I'm happy to help you do that. As a matter of fact, I'm looking for partners. Me and Tim Reister, an old member of the gym who's come back. He's a teacher, but I've been using him for years to do all the contracting in the house. So he and I are going to talk about actually creating a business in this arena after I think we've talked about it for 15 years, but it's finally looks like it's going to happen. So if you're interested, come talk to me. So the YouTube channel, like I said, it covers a whole lot, visually pleasing. It shows a whole lot more things that are going on. Check it out. If you're interested in backyard chickens, you're going to find that. Again, all the fun stuff, racing, etc. Okay, so of course we have CrossFit Garage here in Woodstock, Georgia. So you can come to our physical location. You will be led through a class with a warm-up and then some sort of like sweaty bit, CrossFit related, and then a cool down. It's for everybody. You don't have to be fit enough to come work out. You just basically start. CrossFit is a hack on getting fit. Here's the thing that I think some of us don't really understand. It follows a methodology of CrossFit, a brand new methodology that came up around the year 2000. It's not hypertrophy and it's not long distance training. It's a combination. It's CrossFit. So it's constantly varied functional movements executed at high intensity sometimes. And that intensity is what breeds both strength and endurance and the stuff in between at the same time. Typically, if you're doing hypertrophy, what the dudes would do in the 80s, I'm just bulking up, bro, that only builds your strength side. And actually, in reality, hypertrophy does build strength, but hypertrophy by definition is really trying to get you bigger. So you can have a CrossFitter that's just as strong as somebody doing hypertrophy, but they don't look as big. And that's what the two methodologies do. You could also have somebody on the other side doing long distance running. They're going to pare down their body completely. You potentially could have somebody doing CrossFit that is nearly as good as a long distance runner, but looks a whole hell of a lot better, right? Anyway, so looking better naked and being a harder to kill is kind of what we're into. If you don't have access to your own, to going to a gym, but you've built your own gym in your garage or basement, we have Garage Fitness Online, so you can hook up there. And we use Coach Brandon Phillips out of CrossFit Bound, his programming. Yes, our gym may move over to that, but the value of being a CrossFit gym and following the CrossFit affiliate programming model is actually quite high in my opinion. So I'm trying to get over the hurdle of, we're a CrossFit gym. We should probably do what CrossFit actually says to do. Brandon does edit the modality of the workout slightly. His idea of programming and my idea of programming actually align greatly. Basically, you should 3 or 4 times a week squat below parallel. You should 3 or 4 times a week lift something that's an external load, articulate it up and down, right? Move it around. You should 3 or 4 times a week get out of breath. After that, it almost doesn't matter. So I hate some of the novelty that CrossFit puts in there. It is, they want you to combine movements as much as possible, not random, but as variety and creativity allows. but sometimes it just gets out of whack. So I intentionally don't do some things. I just don't think they're needed. Or if I'm going to do it, I train it very cautiously because like I've got a messed up knee from a bike race. So I don't do pistols or one-legged squats. If I do them, I'm doing them to a higher level box, and I know in the workout, hey, this is not for fitness. This is for training my knee. Okay, so I'm gonna glaze over this real quick, but then I'm gonna come back to it. So I've come up with 60 easy. Actually, let me pull up 75 hard. All right, so I am trying to pull this up, but I'm having a hard time finding exactly what I want to show you with the, maybe this is it. What I am finding is people are, it's speaking to the exact thing that I was saying. This is hard to do. They're like, hey, this is the plan to get started. You're going to fall off course. It's not going to be easy. I mean, 75 hard. It's not called 75 easy. That's what mine's going to be. And yeah, so they want you to, it used to not be in a paywall to actually see what they were doing. And I wanted to give you some idea of what 75 hard in there. Okay, I can't find it. So what it basically is 75 days to do these things. And some of them aren't hard. It's the modality of it. It's the if you mess up, you must start over. So it says 75 Hard Challenge is a 75-day program created by Andy Frizella, an entrepreneur and CEO of a supplement company. So most likely there was some sort of push or sale for his supplements as well. Anyway, there's some diets, there's a workout, there's hydration, there's reading, and there's posting pictures. So the the reading wasn't hard. It was like read one page of something every day, and then there was like be thankful, thank one person every day. I love that stuff. Now the other things that were kind of hard were like you must work out twice a day, and they got to be 45 minutes or longer, and one is indoors and one is outdoors. So I don't know. That just makes it kind of tough. But there are other things, not just that. It's like also do all these things every day for 75 days. And if you miss it, you must go back to the top. Here's what I know on that. 75 hard, when you miss and you streaks are messed up. Like my kids do Snapchat and they're like, Dad, I'm on a streak with somebody, but we missed our streak. So you know what Snapchat does? You can buy back your streak. That is totally stupid. I mean, you missed it. So you're paying money to get back a thing you didn't do. That's the epitome of everyone gets a trophy. It's really dumb. So I've got 60 easy, and it's the exact opposite of 75 hard. So the 5 pillars of health and fitness are how you eat, sleep, move, think, and connect. Wait, that's too many. Eat, sleep, move, think, and connect. There you go. I had too many fingers up. So there are 5 pillars. I gave you 12 of them, one a month. Times 5 is 60. You should have 60 things you can do. And you don't do them all at the same time. You pick one from each category each month and you do. You can, if you want, express this however you think best. You could do January and then continue it in February. Good for you, or don't. The thing is, it's supposed to get you that step. So Dave Ramsey has the how to get out of debt. He's the big guy in getting out of debt. If you ever experienced him, you need to use him. If you need help getting out of debt, let me know. I'm happy to talk to you. Scott Hurley from Jubilee Church, he is a proponent of this. He will help walk you through it. I think what they call it a mentor or a licensed coach or whatever. They do it through the church. I just do it because it's the smartest thing I've ever had explained to me. So get out of debt. Anyway, they do the debt snowball or the debt avalanche. So 75 hard is the debt avalanche. You do the hardest thing first. And mathematically and engineering-wise and all that logically, it makes sense. Take the hardest, worst debt you've got, hammer that one down first. Crazy thing is, 80% of the people who try that method fail and they don't get out of debt. So what's the whole point of the thing is to get out of debt. So the purpose of the system is what the system does. So the avalanche system really, even though mathematically it's the best way to go, it's not appropriate. It doesn't tackle the emotional part. Now, the debt snowball shows that emotions are real, and I hate that emotions are real. But you start with the smallest one and get a win. And once you get that win, you take that money, you put it to the next one, which is not the smallest, but it is the smallest now, and you keep building that up. And so you snowball, it rolls downhill and it grows. And by the time you get to the worst, biggest, baddest one around, you can hammer it super easy, right? Because you snowballed into it. So weirdly, 80% of the ones who start the debt snowball finish the debt snowball. So just go with statistics. People, what do they call it? Probability bias? People don't understand probability and they think, well, not me, right? When they say 50% of you are going to get punched in the face, immediately 100% of people in the room go, well, not me. It's 50%, so something's going to happen, right? Anyway. All right, so we're going to cover that one. I'm going to come back to 75 or 60 easy. Also, inside of that is the 32 at-home workouts. If you're at our gym, great, come and do this. If you don't have a gym and you don't want to follow CrossFit or Garage Fitness Online, which is free right now, so I'm going to have the link in the doodly-doo. You can sign up in there. It'll probably be free for a while until we get it all hammered out. So yeah, it's a work in progress, but whatever. This is something we did over that 2-week slow the curve, and it came out, I think it was a 2-brain thing at first, and then I did some editing to it. But anyway, so it's a 32 at-home workouts. You don't need any gear. Okay, so the next thing we're going to roll into, like I said, I'm going to come back to these things. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this one right now. So we've got the Carnivore Nutrition Challenge, and I'm going to give you a description of it, and then I'm going to tell you why it's valuable to you. So it should be January 11th. The buy-in is just under $100, or you can buy the premium version, which is back to one-on-one, like being worked with. That's $400 or just under. But the first one, the $100 one, is just how to become a carnivore, how to eat that way. Here's the easy thing. Don't buy this. Just go do it on your own. Get My Net Diary or MyFitnessPal, this guy right here, My Net Diary. Start tracking what you eat and eat less than 100 carbs a day. That's it. That's the carnivore in a nutshell. Now, on the standard deviation, the bell-shaped curve, 100 seems to be the right number for most people. But some of you could get away with 120. Some of you can get away, you have to go down to 80. Some of you are going to have to go down to like 20 calories, or 20 carbs in order for this to work. I know. I don't know. Everybody's different. And when you do it for you, you've got to be super specific on your body. So 100 is the usual number, but it might be higher, it might be lower. Unfortunately, for most of you guys, it's going to have to be a lower number because we spent so long with so many carbs that it probably isn't going to work. So the idea is to drop you into learning to burn fat. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to pull it up. So this is done through Smart and Simple Nutrition. My buddy Rick Thompson, who owns CrossFit Peachtree City, and his partner Andrea put this together. And well, they have the business Smart and Simple. And I said, hey, I want a carnivore program, 1 for my people, and 2 for the Survival Podcast community, TSPC. So there's a whole group of people. I'm going to pull that guy up real quick. This guy right here, the Survival Podcast. So I've been listening to him for since 2010. It's not zombies. It's about how to live a good life now if times are good or even if they're not. So, backyard chickens, right? It's just smart living. Get out of debt. He does cover what type of shotgun is the best one for home defense and things like that. But the guy is fantastic and the community is outstanding. I just went to their fall workshop. It was awesome. Anyway, so to that community, if you're listening to this is for you. After going to the fall workshop, I had so many questions on how to eat carnivore. I was like, okay, we need to do a thing. And it's to guide people. So if you need a little bit of guidance for $100, you can get into a virtual class basically with lectures. So you're going to buy a seat in a class. Now, because I told them to set it up for a lot. And so they went for 10,000. Will 10,000 of you sign up? I don't know. But this is out there. So you could have that many people. I guess technically they could have more. So think of it like a virtual class that will start on a certain day, and then I think it's every Saturday, they're going to do virtual calls. So everyone jumps in, you can ask a question, kind of like a live stream like everyone does these days, like Jack does or Ken Berry. And they're going to go through carnivore plans and so forth. But just to give you an idea of what's going to be in here, I'm going to pause on, I'll put this in the doodly-doo as well. But there are many reasons to go carnivore. I can't claim that it does anything. I can speak anecdotally to my own life. That's it. So Evan and I are walking this journey. He's picked up a Crohn's diagnosis. He couldn't eat much of anything. We narrowed it down. We found this girl, Michaela Peterson, who talked about the lion diet and how it helped her and many other people for many autoimmune issues, which a Crohn is an autoimmune disorder. So he said, Dad, let's give this a shot because I don't like the idea of the other ways all led down the road of, and we cut out your colon, and we cut out a lot of your large intestines, and we cut out, he's like, I don't want to do that. I want to take this away. I want to reverse it. Most of the medical community said you cannot reverse this, but we know people who have. and they have no problems. They don't have what do they say when people are on Crohn's and they're in remission, and sometimes it flares up. The people we know aren't in remission. It never flares up. They've cured themselves. Is it possible? Man, I don't know. But we're walking down that road. So there is a weirdly less histamine effect from meat, as well as just in this carnivore environment. I think what we're going to find as we walk this journey, that it's not so much that you're eating more meat and less carbs. I think it's going to be you're eating less processed food. I don't actually have the study on it, but for 15 years, I stopped eating sugar that long ago. And with that, I stopped eating pretty much any processed food because all processed food's got some sugar in it, most likely. I also gave up grains because I couldn't eat a grain without wanting the sugar. It was an entry vehicle, a gateway drug. So I had to give up grain. So it's been about 15 years. I don't eat processed food. I think the majority of my benefit is from not eating processed food. Though, after I think we're entering either month 4 or 5 of doing this lighter version of the lion diet or a heavily strict version of the carnivore diet, whichever way you want to call it, I feel great. I'm getting a bunch of blood work done. Everything so far is coming back awesome. Even the nutrient stuff is coming back thumbs up. Everything's okay. So I'm still waiting for more results to come back. Anyway, so carnivore is how to eat, why to eat this way, how to eat this way, how to do it with a group. So this is the part you have a group, you have somebody to walk along with. So there is a challenge portion of it. There are weekly deep dives. So for example, first one, how to carnivore and what to expect. Duh, right? Water and electrolytes. I'm telling you right now, you need to get into that, right? Weightlifting and movement, which most of you from my community are pretty familiar with, right? Overcoming obstacles. These are the weekly reviews. Important to sleep. So they're going to go through the standard things that they don't just want to change a thing. They want lifestyle change, which is why I love this group. It's lifestyle change. If you just do a thing and then you walk away, it's whatever your problem was is going to come back, right? You've got to make a lifestyle change. So that's more of what their class is about. Yes, we're going to teach you to eat carnivore. It's really easy. Eat less than 100 carbs a day. And then there's a support to it. And then there's other reasons why and how to make it a lifelong journey, not just a thing I did at one time. So that's the Carnivore Nutrition Challenge or Kickstarter or whatever. Right now we've got it slated to start January 11th of 2025. Like I said, it's a $100 buy-in. And anyway, we'll be doing that. I don't have the buy link, but I'll post this in the doodly-doo, and then when I get the buy link, I'll put it in the page so you can buy it through there. Additionally, Coach Jennifer is doing one-on-one coaching. So if you want something not carnivore, Jennifer's the way to go. She is going to do the typical, what are your goals? Let's dive into it. So it could be macro, it could be no sugar diet. I don't know. It could be whatever you want. That's the beauty of one-on-one coaching. She will do whatever you want. So connect with her. That'll be coming. I think she's going to launch that in January sometime and available to the public again in February. So be looking for that. Then we've got the 60-day turnaround. So Health Sprout, Eric Richards, Mark Richards, and that whole crew does a thing where it's a 60-day turnaround, and it's... Let me see if I can find a summary of it so I don't butcher it. Hold on. Okay, I am failing miserably at finding things on the old search engines. And I was about to say I Googled it, but I don't use Google. I use Brave. Supposedly they're a little bit more private and they block more things. I don't really know if that's true. My wife said, hey, you should use Brave. And a good husband says, okay, honey. And he does what his wife says. So anyway, the 60-day turnaround is, maybe this is it. Eat right, live clean, exercise fast, be well. The 60-day turnaround is a program designed to change your life. Created by, I didn't know it was created by you. Created by Dr. Eric Richards. This program will not only educate you on life or living a life of wellness. Yes, being a dyslexic and reading out loud has been a trouble of my whole life. I should practice more. I would get better. Anyway, but it will also encourage, train, and motivate you to eat and live the way that you were designed to be the healthiest version of yourself. So same idea is they're trying to be healthy. I bet you the majority of it is we're going to eat non-processed foods and whole foods basically. And oh yeah, it says it right there. So it comes through Maximize Living, Advanced Nutrition Plan, and the Paleo Diet. So Paleo Diet, Carnivore Diet, very same thing. So if you if you're with Health Sprout and you're looking for some help with this, they've got it right here. It's going to be a little bit more about your life. And they'll have some in-person meetings, I think. I'm not entirely sure how this one's worked up, but I will include their page right here in the doodly-doo so you can find it and discuss. Okay, so the other thing we're going to do, again, I'm going to come back to the 60 days, or 60 easy, but these are things we're doing. I want you guys to hear it. So a couple of us are putting it together. Coach Caroline in particular are putting together I am an older lady and I want to build muscle. I'm not interested in CrossFit. I just heard that lifting is good for me, and it is, and I just want to lift, and I want to learn to lift. So ideally, it's going to be like 40 plus or 50 plus or something in that range, and it'll be at 9:30 in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Focus solely on hypertrophy and lifting. So hypertrophy, I guess not really hypertrophy, because in that you're thinking, I want my muscles to really pop and bulge. But with the idea of their mindset is going to be something like, hey, we're going to learn appropriate deadlift and build that group of muscle up on Monday. And then on Wednesday, it'll be back squat. And then on Friday, it'll be press or bench press or something related to that. So it's the 3 power lifts. Maybe we'll get more creative later on. But the idea is to continue to work the basics so that you can know, grow, and learn. And if you learn enough, you're like, I'm good, I can do this on my own, then great, see ya. Our job is to coach you and teach you and give you a place and environment of support to do this. So that'll be starting up. So yeah, we're looking for, I would say when we get about 5 ladies, we'll start the program. So if you're interested, just email me, I'll put you on the list. And then we'll kick that off on when we get 5 or more of you ready to go. Let's see. So another fun one. We're going to do a guys thing because the girls always do a thing, and I'm really bad about getting a guys together. So there's this Brazilian steakhouse over in the North Point area called Passadro Brazilian Steakhouse. So we're going to come up with an event to go over there and do that together. We also have country line dancing. I'm going to put together a group that's for everyone, probably the ladies. Guys, it's a lot of fun, but anybody can go. The other thing we're going to be doing is the Worldwide WOD is coming back. So we're going to do these workouts. It's 3 workouts. We'll put them together over like 2 or 3 days at the gym near the end of the year, or maybe right at the beginning of the year. And then once we give it a test run, we're going to bring it back in 2025 as a full-fledged, hey, this is an event, let's run this bad boy. I'm hoping to get Sharon to be the leader of that one. We shall see. Hey, this is my net diary. You can use MyFitnessPal, you can use anything. If you want help, track your food for 2 weeks. Let me see it. I will help you for free. But here's the problem. Most of you won't track anything for 2 weeks. Now, my help isn't going to be a deep dive. It's just going to be picking out the stupid stuff you probably see on your own. But track your food for 2 weeks. I will help you for free. We do have the coach's schedule out, and we've got some, so you'll see right here, if you can see it, there's in December, the Christmas time frame, we do have some closed gym times, basically because we've got Christmas and the New Year's. I think we only have 1 day that is completely closed down right now, and that's December 25th. I may do the 8:30 class. I'm in town, and I don't know what my kids are up to, so I may put that in as a class. And then we would be like not closed a single day, except for I guess that snow day, the entire year. But anyway, so we've got that up. You'll notice when we get to January, the coach schedule shifts a lot. Chris will move to the afternoon. He's picking up a job that'll be in the morning. Josiah will join us on staff. And then you'll see also in the evening, let's see, Jordan and Jamie Thomas will pop in for a class to start their journey, and then we'll grow them as it sees fit. So anyway, we've got that coming. We also have how to learn to play D&D, so we're going to bring that up a couple times. It's a lot of fun. I've got a couple people from the gym came over for a rando opportunity. So this right here is the 80s cartoon. Some of y'all remember that. These 5 kids go on a roller coaster and get sucked into a dimension of Dungeons and Dragons. As a kid, it was awesome. I love watching this. But so we've got that. Okay, so I'm going to roll us back over to 60 easy. So it's the 24-minute mark. I got to remind myself to put that in there. So 60 easy, what does it mean and how does it work? Okay, so my idea was to get away from 75 hard. People are like, hey, I want to do something that's really hard. Great, good for you. How about just show up? How about be consistent? How about, I mean, it doesn't have to be any harder than it is. And really after, oh man, it's almost now going to be 20-ish years of doing this thing. I can tell you showing up is the name of the game. Show up to the gym and work out with people. Show up to the diet that you've put in place. Show up to your family, your wife, your husband, your kids, whatever. show up. It's a big part of it. Show up to your friendships. You don't have good friendships, it's probably you. Show up. Okay, so in the 5 pillars of health and fitness and longevity, how you eat, sleep, move, think, and connect, I created 12 actions you can take, one for each month. So 12 times 5 is 60. So it's 60 easy. I'm not going to read all of these. I'll post it in the doodly-doo below. But to give you an idea of how easy they are, my goal was to have you try a thing and then see if it settles into your life and you can make it a lifelong journey. The worst thing you can do, in my opinion, is 75 hard. I did a thing for a little bit of time. I streaked out and I failed. Oh, screw it, I'm out. Or I did it for 75 days and then I stopped doing it and never came back. Yes, it does teach some discipline, but I don't think that was the point of it. It was to make you a better person, healthy, and all that. And I think it just leaves you with, I did 75 days of hard I don't know. I guess there is some value in that, but I just don't think it's a great life change. Okay, so first one in eat. January, drink a glass of water before every meal to improve hydration and reduce overeating. That's it. I mean, it's super damn easy. Drink a glass of water before every meal. Can you do that in January? Yes. And if you fail, it's okay. Just start doing it again because there isn't a streak on this. Just try to do this. February, avoid added sugars for 1 week and journal the impact and addiction. Or journal the impact and addiction. So 1 week, just don't drink added sugars. So sweet tea, just do unsweet tea. Coffee, don't put the sugar in there, right? So don't add sugar, any sweeteners, right? Or whatever you want it to be. Maybe it's just sugar. I don't care. It's try a thing. Can you make actually, this is a weird one. I think out of all the sweeteners out there, honey would be the best one for you. After that, I would probably go sugar. And then I would go to the other stuff. I don't know. I'm not a fan of other stuff. Maybe, I don't know, that xylitol. If I can't say it easily, I just have a hard time with it. Anyway, March, start eating around the edges of the grocery store. So basically the edges have the fresh produce, the meat, and the dairy, and even bread. That's fine. It's fresher. I'd rather you eat fresh bread that someone just made than stuff that's really old. I guess the best would be the stuff that they have to freeze, because if they don't freeze it, there are no preservatives to keep it from molding. So the freezing action is the preservation. So I like that. Or the freshly baked ones, they got to throw away because they're not going to let them mold up either. So that's a good one. May, eliminate seed oils from your diet and switch to a healthier fats. Butter, olive oil. Wait, this is kind of funny. People are like, wait, butter and olive oil are better for you? Weirdly, go look up how seed oils are made and canola oil and some of the other oils. You're going to be like, oh, dang, I didn't know that. Where butter is like, go look up how butter is made. It's a whole lot easier than the other ones. Okay, so those are the type of things on the eat. On the sleep, let me pull one up from, actually, I'll just start with January. Establish a consistent wake-up time, even on the weekends. Dude, that's a game changer right there. Should it be the first one? These are not in any specific order. I may rearrange them, but I just made it was actually when I did it was stream of conscious, but whatever. February, create a relaxing bedtime routine. I had my son read through this and star some of the ones that were important to him, and this one actually was one of his number ones. He said, I play the same song list at night to help me go to sleep, and so now I'm on, it's like Pavlov's dog, right? So the bell rings, he salivates. So the music goes off, he falls asleep. So he's like, I can't listen to that song in the car because I don't want to put me to sleep. I do the same thing. So create a routine. In March, avoid screens for at least 30 minutes before bed to improve your sleep quality. It's just try to avoid 30 minutes. Can you do that? I mean, give it a shot. These things, again, they're not hard. They're easy. And they're sustainable. You can actually do that one for the rest of your life. Let's go to the move category. January, take a 10-minute walk after dinner each night. Actually, for January, that may be kind of tough because it could be cold depending where you are. But not terribly tough, right? You could do that. February, perform a daily squat hold for 30 seconds to improve flexibility. So that would be my type of squat, which would be your hip crease goes below the top of the bend of your knee. Use a door frame or a pole or something to help you get down to that range of motion. Again, not tough, right? And there's no streaks. It's try it. These could be additive. So in January, I'm doing the 10-minute walk. In February, I'm doing the 10-minute walk and doing 30 squats. I mean, really what I'd say is come to the gym. But if you don't want to go to a gym, this is things you could do on your own. In March, it's add 5 minutes of stretching to your morning routine. Again, you could actually accumulate this. Hey, in the morning I woke up, I did 5 minutes of stretching, and then I did a 30-second squat, and then after dinner I took a walk. In April, do 10 push-ups daily. Scale is needed. You can go from your knees, you can go off a wall, you can go off a chair, off a step, whatever. Do 10 push-ups. See if you can get better. You see, this is totally stackable, and you're doing a thing, and you're just adding on throughout the year. The very last one is commit to exercising at least 4 times a week. Weirdly, if you had done all these things in the move, by December, you're already doing it. So again, lifestyle change. This is what I would think is a better one. January, start a gratitude journal by writing down 3 things that you're thankful for each day. This is pretty easy at the beginning, especially if you're like, hey, it can't repeat. The first week is easy, then it gets kind of tough. And the cool thing is, you start to go throughout your day looking for things to be grateful for. So again, it's an attitude and mind change. Now instead of saying, it's just easy, I just write down 3 grateful things. I'm grateful for my children and my wife and my house. Great, I got 3. Eventually you run out of those and you're gonna walk around like, oh man, I am so thankful for stoplights, because look at that idiot right there. I'm so thankful for, I don't know, the computers in the cars that allow it to attach to your phone. I forgot what they call that. So they don't have to use my phone in the car, right? I'm grateful for tools that make my life easy. I'm grateful for ChatGPT. I love that, right? So it creates a thankful mindset inside of you. You can continue to do this through the rest of the year, or you could stop in January. February, practice reframing negative thoughts into positive ones. Weirdly, this kind of builds on the first one, right? So if you're looking to be thankful, that's going to help in the mindset, right? If this one right here is great, so if somebody cuts you off in traffic, instead of saying, you jerk, you think to yourself, hey, maybe he's trying to get to the hospital because his kid's there, right? So it changes you from the mindset of the world is hostile to the world is with you and it's on your side. It's a friendly world. So from hostile to friendly. All right, in March, write down 1 long-term goal and break it into actionable steps. If you need help with that, let me know. I'm really good on the goal side of it. Let me pause you for some coffee. It's getting cold, so it's not as yummy as it was. Connect. There's 12 things obviously in Connect. This is the weird one. If you haven't listened to the other videos, connect while doing the least for you initially in the buildup of longevity and being harder to kill. In the end, the people who lived the longest with all the other 4 attributes, connect was the biggest for them. So connect in the end gives you the staying power to have the best life possible, right? So anyway, January, reach out to an old friend and catch up. You could use Facebook for that. February, join a local group or club that aligns with your interests. Okay, so beautiful here. What are your interests? If you don't really know that, then, you kind of got to know that, right? So connecting isn't just about finding a rando to be best friends with. It's to find people that you can know, like, and trust, and possibly have the same value system as you. I have found it weirdly easy to be friends with people that are into CrossFit, D&D, adventure races, and being a good dad. If you've got those 4 qualities, I can be a friend with you. It's not hard for me. And I will probably be one of the best friends you've ever got. I will be that guy. And now at my 50-year-old self, I am actually saying to many people when a thing comes up, people are like, I'll pray for you. I'm like, yeah, great. I'm going to do that, but I'm not great on the emotion side. I am an action guy. Can I come over and do yard work? Can I come over and do painting? Can I drive a kid somewhere, right? I don't really do food that well. But I can do chores and activities. So I always tell people, what can I do for you? If you don't have anybody in your life that you're like, the junk has just hit the fan and I need you. If there's nobody you can call that would drop everything to come for you, that's not good. You need to find that. So, March, spend 1 device-free hour with family or friends each week, right? That should be dinner. You should be eating dinner together. April, attend a community event to meet new people. It could be going to the gym, could be coming to a CrossFit gym, right? If that's it, aligns with who you are and what you want. May, practice active listening in a conversation without interrupting. Dude, that one is hard. Just say yes. And you could say things like, tell me more. And that's interesting. What does that mean? There are, what is it called? Rephrasing questions? No. Questions to draw out, learn those, and use them. This stuff, it's not supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be easy and to change your life. Make the small steps, the snowball. So this is something I'm going to talk about all year long. You're going to see this get posted for me all over the place. I think I'm really liking where this is going. I might edit it as we go. I'm okay with that. right? It doesn't have to be perfect the first time. Being perfect when you get the first time really sucks because it's just hard to be perfect. Just get it done and then iterate as you go. All right, let me go back through some of this and see if I want to tell you anything else. Okay, I do want to mention a thing. So the D&D, we're going to do at my house on December 18th. I know that's Martin Luther King weekend. I think when we picked that date, I didn't really think about that. So if you're in town, great. If you're not, it's just going to be come and do a one-shot. I'll have our normal crew. So David Wallace, Jordan and Jamie Thomas, and a couple others that play D&D. Hopefully I can get Andrew Champion and a few others from the gym to come, and we'll do like mini tables of adventures. And it's just like I'll try to shorten it down so it's a 3-hour commitment, maybe 4 hours at the most, but 3 hours for sure. And we'll get you through a thing and have some fun, and then maybe break up into groups if you enjoyed it, to have everyone continue to come over and keep playing with each other. My goal is to create more opportunity for people to hang out while not spending money, right? So we don't always have to go to like Fogo de Chao, which is stupid expensive, but it's awesome. But this right here is actually free. D&D is free. We also have a bunch of events coming up. Actually, let me pop into that to tell you, in case I haven't said this in a while, or you don't listen to this very much. So we have a lot of events. I love this group called, Warrior Racing? There it is, Warrior Racing. They do adventure races as well as trail races. So we've got a bunch of these guys' adventure races coming up. So, let me jump out of there. So you can go, I'll put it in the doodly-doo as well. But they got a bunch of races coming up. The ones that we're planning on doing, definitely not C to C. That's a 72-hour race, 3 days across Florida. I did that once. No bueno. No bueno. I'm not doing that one ever again. I may actually do this January 18th one with Evie. I can't because the 18th is D&D night. So I'm definitely not doing that one. There's Oak Mountain in Alabama, Blue Ridge here in Georgia. There's a Colorado race that Evie and I are kind of debating, and then it goes into later in the year. September is one in Blairsville, Georgia, which we will do. And then, of course, there's one in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I think it was kind of colder when we did that, so maybe that was like September-ish or maybe October. I don't remember when that was. There's an Alaska one as well, but I think I would love to go and try that. But that's 5 days of racing. Actually, if you're out there in the world here with me and friends and you're like, hey, a 5-day race in Alaska sounds kind of like interesting. The one thing I don't like about that is I love the illusion. So they've got this, what do they call it? There's a word. It's like Usagwe or something. Usquai? I don't know. There's a word where it's like this trip that you take to become a man or this adventure. Oh, shoot. Anyway, I love the idea of these hard things you do, not 75 hard, but like hard things you do for the point of the adventure. And this would be one of them, except while there should be the illusion of death, there shouldn't be actual death. So in Alaska, there be grizzlies. And grizzly bears just don't care if you're on a race. They're like, great, you're still a tasty morsel. And I'm not that excited about being chased by a grizzly bear. A black bear here in Georgia, not that big of a deal. They're usually going to run away. But here in Alaska, yeah, no thanks. We also have a couple other races we're going to do. Evie's into racing or running, sort of, and I'm into hanging out with my daughter. And when here, note for you dads. If your daughter ever says, yeah, I'll hang out with you, hang out with her. Even if you're like, I don't like what we're doing, go hang out with her. Hang out, because eventually they stop wanting to hang out. So hang out with them while you can. There's a couple races we're going to do. One of them is the, what is it called? The Elise Enduro Trail Run. That's February 22nd. And another one is the Run Ragnar. So it's a team event. Both of those are kind of team events where you do laps or loops with a team. I'm trying to get my dad to come out and do a support action with us. So basically have a tent and a campfire and a cook stove and all that crap. So it'd be more of a fun event than just I'm getting beat up or slogged on the trail. And then in April, I'm going to try to do another McCann Family Farm. So come up here, enjoy us if it's warmish enough. We do have a hot tub, and the pool, I don't know, it just depends on the Georgia is going to be warm or cold. And but anyway, it could become some fun. And then instead of doing some sort of end of the year party, we do it in September, October, because I don't want to compete with everybody else's fun. The worst time we had was we picked a date that Vincent Financial picked, and like 15 members they also work at Vincent Financial. So immediately we were out 15 people, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to overlap. I'll just move our thing completely so that we never bump into the things that you guys have for those, right? So we want to have fun, not to be in conflict. Anyway, so those are the things coming along. Oh, and I didn't mention the line dancing, so I'll post those. There's an opportunity to line dance at Reformation Brewery up in Canton. I think it's like every third Tuesday or something. And then Brimstone Tavern out in Alpharetta does it every Monday and Wednesday. So I may just pick one of those days because they're very consistent. And they've got a place where you can like order lots of food. I think at Reformation Brewery, maybe you can only order beer. Maybe they've got snacky bits. I don't know. I haven't been up there in quite a long time. I should ask Jeff. Jeff Binky does some fun stuff up there as well, a little bartending and such. All right, guys. If you need help, I am here for you. And this is what I do for a living now. Yes, there's rental property and some other stuff too, but helping people is what I do. If I can't help people, I think I would lose my purpose and passion. I want to be there to help you. It doesn't necessarily have to be in this stuff, although this is my lane. This is what I do. It could be other things, yes, rental property, Bitcoin, Lightning Network, how to raise chickens, all that stuff. I'm totally happy helping you with those things. I want you to succeed and prosper in life. I want you to be the best version of yourself. Much like your father, I am probably the only other man out there that wants you to win and beat him in every way possible. I want you guys to succeed. So anyway, I'm here for you. If you are local, come to see us at CrossFit Garage here in Woodstock, Georgia. If you're not local, we've got Garage Fitness Online. This is a podcast. This is a YouTube video. We've got all the stuff will be in the doodly-doo. I know I say that every time, and sometimes I forget to do it. Today, I'll totally do it. All right, guys, take care. Happy to help.